It takes a lot of courage, but it will transform everything in life. It will make us a lot stronger, a lot more focused. We will have this silent type of confidence that nothing can touch me. This is who I am with $1 billion in my bank account or being bankrupt. I always have this that I can rely on. I used to be scared of surrender. I used to think that it was something completely terrifying, losing control or giving up on life, laying down on the couch, eating potato chips, throwing in the towel, not doing anything, giving up all the goals, all the direction, all the drive that we have to pursue something. It means that we become completely fine with any outcome. It means that we become completely fine with ourselves exactly as we are, independent on certain outcomes, or we're not relying on certain outcomes to make ourselves feel worthy on the inside. We are enough exactly as we are. This year for me has been a lot of surrender, I can tell you, and I've been so scared about that. And when we do surrender, like I said, it doesn't mean that we give up on life. It actually means that we enter the next state, we could say. It's not a state, but let's call it that for now. The next level of awareness. We are leaving the needing to perform, needing to do, needing to prove myself to myself and to other type of awareness to feel worthy. We're leaving that behind and we're entering a state of awareness that is completely okay regardless of life circumstances and events. We are not tying our happiness or worthiness or feeling like we are enough to certain outcomes. We're not longer expecting ourselves to become something once we have achieved XYZ. Let's say that we feel a sense of unworthiness on the inside, but whenever I have attained that relationship or that business, whatever, then I won't have to feel this unworthiness anymore. That whole mindset, that whole pursuit we leave behind, which will feel fucking scary because it's all we have ever known. We have believed ourselves to be this guy, this whatever, chasing something in the future that we have believed has been meaningful to us. We have given false meaning to something that we have been chasing for years, and giving that up is gonna feel fucking scary. It's gonna feel like dying because we don't know who we are without these pursuits, without these things that we think is meaningful to us. Last night I sat down and I was so deep in meditation, I was so open to life that I thought to myself that there's no going back here. I've come this far. I can't conceive what it would be like to surrender more here. Completely open to pain, completely open to pleasure, completely open to life. Like, here I am. I've screwed my mind over. My mind is telling me that there's no going back. My mind is telling me that I'm going crazy, that I'm going to die. I was just fine with that. I'm just like, okay. Take me. Whatever you need to do, do it. Kill me if you need to. I'm fine. I've come too far now. I've come too far here to go back to whatever I used to do before, being insecure or thinking that whenever I have attained that relationship or chasing girls, whenever I got that girl, then I will be okay. And then I get that girl and I'm like, this isn't what I wanted, right? Being on that chase, it's like, no, I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back to chasing happiness or fulfillment in the future, chasing that illusion, which doesn't exist. So I surrendered my way into just openness to life. And it's been an ongoing process over the last 2 years, and it's showed me what life really is like if we allow ourselves to be in those moments where we perceive ourselves to be the most weak, the most scared, the most uncertain, the most unsafe, the most insecure that we could ever think ourselves to be. Like all of these things that creates this darkness in us, this pain, this fear of being seen as we are, this shame from childhood traumas, all this pain is creating the drive to wanting to get rid of this pain in the future somewhere by attaining more women or more success or more sex or more whatever, you name it. I'm not going back to that. Because it's exhausting to be on that train. It's absolutely exhausting. And I've done that for as long as I can remember. Never feeling like I'm good enough, but whenever I have attained the next thing, then I will feel like I'm good enough again. I won't have to feel this sense of underlying unease in everything I do. Chasing purpose, chasing meaning, giving false meaning to chasing girls or doing drugs or achieving certain things or building a business. Of course, these things can be, I'm not saying that these things are bad at all. We should do them if we want to, of course. But when we expect happiness or fulfillment or a sense of being enough as we are to come from our achievements and our pursuits, that is the trap that I'm talking about. And to be able to break free from that trap, what I have found to be the only thing that has been working so far is to just truly surrender to life. And when we do, all of this pain will come up. All of this sense of unworthiness or fear of rejection or fear of abandonment or people pleasing or fear of success or fear of failure or deep shame or deep fear, panic, anger, deep grief, all of these things will come up because we have been on the run from all these things in the pursuit for something in the future all the time. And so when we give that up, that true surrender will bring this pain up. But that's why it's so important that we start to talk about it as men. We want to talk about our pain. We want to talk about our struggles. Because let's face it, if you watched all the way up to this point in the video, you definitely recognize yourself in what I'm talking about. You definitely recognize this sense of not being good enough or feeling unworthy or feeling shameful or scared, right? You definitely do recognize that in yourself. We're basically the same person. I mean, sure, we do struggle maybe with different things, like some might have severe struggles with being abandoned and somebody is scared of something else, right? That's okay. But we can all relate to all of these things because we have felt it in one way or another. All of us. So we're basically the same person, struggling ourselves through life in different scenarios, of course, but coming from the exact same root cause. Pain, not feeling worthy enough. And so surrendering our way into the depths of ourselves is going to make all of that kind of come up. We have to become aware of that so that we can become aware of, oh, all of this pain has been making me chase things in the future that has no meaning to me whatsoever, that I have given false meaning to. I've chased that for as long as I can remember, and now all of a sudden, all those pursuits seem meaningless because I have done it from inauthenticity. I've done it from ego. I've done it because I've resisted feeling what is me, what is here. I've resisted that. And when we learn to surrender that, when we learn to allow ourselves to feel that fully, to open ourselves up to that pain, what is going to be coming, what is going to be taken birth, what is going to be remembered by us after that or during that is, oh, I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to prove myself to myself. I don't need to prove myself to anybody to feel like I am good enough. I've always had this sense of feeling worthy. And it's been hiding underneath all my insecurities, all my pain, all my traumas, all my fears. And I've been resisting all of that. And I've been chasing something in the future to get away from that pain, unbeknownst that what I'm seeking lies under the pain. And recognizing that is so beautiful, but it can also feel kind of empty for a while. Because all of these things that we have given false meaning to, we all of a sudden realize that they will not give me what I have been trying to achieve. I've been trying to achieve a sense of enoughness, a sense of I have always been whole exactly as I am. But I've been trying to do so by attaining things in the external world all the time, which has only caused me to suffer more, and perhaps I've made others suffer in my own pursuits to try and make myself feel okay on the inside. And surrendering into that is scary. It takes a lot of courage, but it will transform everything in life. It will make us a lot stronger, a lot more focused. We will have this silent type of confidence that nothing can touch me. This is who I am with $1 billion in my bank account or being bankrupt. I always have this that I can rely on. I'm not reliant on my external world anymore. I am all of it. It has always been me, and it's always been here, and it's always been now. And the perceived journey that I've been on, escaping something uncomfortable from the past, heading towards something in the future, has also been made up by this false belief that I will be able to fulfill myself in the future somewhere, painting up an illusion that I've been on a journey. I've never been on a journey. In my mind, it feels like I've been on the journey because I come from the past and I'm heading into the future, but it's always been here. I've always been here. I've always been this. I've always been this thing, which is perceiving everything. I've always been here looking out through my eyes. I am that which is on the other side of my sight. I'm that which is looking out here. I'm not here, out here. I am the observer of all of it. And when I've surrendered, I've realized that I've always been here, and I've always been enough, and I've always done my best. And I don't need anything else than that. Everything else that might arise in life are just bonuses. They are experiences. But I don't need it to define who or what I am. I'm whole as I am. And that is untouchable by anything we can accumulate in the world. And I found that to be extremely beautiful. There's a deep sense of relief, but also a deep sense of confusion, disorientation, sadness, letting go of everything we have thought ourselves to have, to need in life, to be okay. Let go of all of that. Let go of all the ideas that I've thought myself to be. It's scary, it's sad, but it creates so much more space on the inside for us to be exactly as we are. And that is the only thing that matters. To be exactly as we are. We're all going to die anyway. Everything that we accumulate and gather and all of these things, experiences from the external world, they will fade eventually. But there will be something left here that is going to be untouchable. And surrendering means that we get to know that part of ourselves much deeper. And when we do, we will realize that, oh, I've always been this part of myself. I've only been lost in my mind, in the drama, in the narrative of my mind telling me that I need to escape something and move towards something all the time. Eventually, we have to give that up. If we want to find true fulfillment and true lasting sense of being okay regardless of any circumstances in life, we have to give that up. Otherwise, we'll keep struggling through life, believing that there's somewhere to get. Constantly being plagued by this sense that something is missing, that I'm not complete as I am. And I don't want to live like that. I'd rather live life happy as it is, being completely okay with any outcome. And so that's what I'm going to do from now on. And I'm going to see what surrender, like, does it end? You know what I mean? Like, that is curious. That is exciting. It's really exciting. I'm going to just keep exploring that and be even more fascinated by that, because I've never been this curious about anything ever. Nothing in the external world has been this curious, and nothing has actually felt this true either. I've never felt anything more true than this ever. And that's why it's so curious. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this? Do you struggle with surrender? Do you feel like surrender is like something that you want to avoid? And I understand why, because I used to do that as well. But I can tell you that surrender is, it will take us deeper into just ourselves, where everything will make sense. And if you want help with any of this, if you want help with meditation or mindfulness or motivation or creating a routine or learning to release emotions, whatever it might be, click the first link in my description and apply for my coaching, and we can have a chat, see if we can work together. The second link is my Patreon if you want to support me more. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.